You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us here at ABC 7 News at 4. We are looking at periods of showers again today. We saw at times some sunshine. We have had some heavier rain to the north. Look at that. The stationary front now is the focus of a low pressure area developing over South Georgia, and that low is going to cause some problems as it tracks up the mid-Atlantic coast states. But for us, high pressure down to the south. It's been bumped down there by that frontal boundary, and that's providing us with a westerly flow as we've seen all week. And yes, it's humid, and the heat indices were up near 100 to 105 degrees again today. If you were lucky enough, you got a shower to cool things down temporarily, and you can see that activity has been scattered, but it has been rather consistent, moving in from the southwest to the northeast at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. Right now, one lone shower heading toward Bayshore Gardens. It's in Sarasota Bay, just to the east of Longboat Key. There's still getting some rain on Longboat Key, but Bayshore Gardens, look out. And some other brief showers inland, producing some lightning near Edgeville. Rainfall totals across the area have been impressive in some areas, especially right there near Fruitville and I-75 near Lakewood Ranch. Over 1.5 inches reported there near Lakewood Ranch. Lesser amounts out on Lido at 0.2 of an inch. Currently, we have clouds at the airport. It's 82 degrees. The feels like temperature has gone down now to 89, but it had been as high as 102 just a little bit ago. We'll let you know if this pattern is going to continue on into the weekend and beyond, and we'll take a look at the rest of the nation's weather coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline, Scott.
All right, Bob, thanks so much. We begin with the wildlife concerns in a Venice neighborhood. For the last few weeks, a family of coyotes has taken over the grounds of an empty house.
ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez is in that neighborhood right now after speaking to some neighbors about those canine squatters. Rebecca?
Scott, Jacqueline, well, we're talking about a family of 3 coyotes, a female and her 2 pups. And neighbors here in Sandalwood Park tell me that the pack roams the streets here every night and sometimes even during the day. This is where the coyotes have made their home. It's a house where no one is living in right now. Behind the house, you see evidence of where they sleep, use the bathroom, and even hunt for food. The neighbors tell me the coyotes are typically scared of humans and run away when anyone gets too close. But other people who aren't so comfortable with the wildlife say they've reached out to animal rescue and have been told there's not much that they can do. Tonight at 6, I'll tell you how these families have had to learn how to coexist with these wild coyotes. Live in Venice, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you.
Okay, Rebecca, thank you. A Northport man is behind bars after police say he tried to shoot and kill his estranged girlfriend's mother. Police say 22-year-old Dustin Owens shot at the woman after they got into a fight near the intersection of Ponce de Leon Boulevard and Barsky Avenue around midnight. Police say Owens' estranged girlfriend and their baby were in his car at the time. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Police arrested Owens a few hours later, and he's now facing attempted murder, among other charges. New at 4, a Sarasota man is behind bars after sheriff's deputies say he fired multiple shots out of his Siesta Key home. Deputies responded to the call on Contento Street yesterday afternoon. They say Thomas Dudenhofer fired between 10 and 15 rounds from his handgun, and at least 3 bullets went through the windows of his home. He blamed the crime on hallucinations. Thankfully, again, no one was hurt. Also new at 4, the preliminary autopsy results in the Ava Perry case have just been released. It shows the cause of death is consistent with drowning. The toddler died after she was found in a canal behind her home in Northport on Tuesday. We will keep you updated on this investigation as it continues. School districts in both Sarasota and Manatee counties are looking for hundreds of teachers. The Deputy Superintendent of Operations in Manatee County says there are currently 115 teacher vacancies there. There are also around 10 bus driver positions available. And in Sarasota County, there's 1 administrative position open, 113 certified teaching positions, and another 21 other positions that are still open. The new school year begins in less than a month. Let's get to Jacqueline now, who joins us with a killer bee attack that left a woman in critical condition.
Scott, tens of thousands of bees swarming a California woman, stinging her more than 200 times. The woman is in stable condition after the bees nearly stung her to death. Authorities say the victim was getting a mop out of the trunk of her car when she was engulfed by the bees. Firefighters arrived within minutes while a neighbor made a frantic 911 call, unable to help.
The bees are attacking and stinging her.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's ferocious. Oh my God, I feel bad for her. He's trying to fight them off, but she's standing still. Start moving, don't stand still, move.
Firefighters eventually got the bees off by spraying them with a fire extinguisher. The victim now thanking that witness for calling 911 and potentially saving her life. Nearly 24 soldiers are injured following a training exercise in California. An Army UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter blew over a tent at Fort Hunter Liggett. The collapse left 22 soldiers injured, but most of those injuries are not serious. 2 soldiers were airlifted to the hospital. The accident happened during an exercise that trains Army Reserve and Army National Guard soldiers. Well, each year ESPN hands out the Arthur Ashe Courage Award to someone who mirrors the spirit of the tennis legend and human rights advocate. But at this year's ESPYs, there was not just one recipient. Instead, there was 141 of them. The award went to the women who survived the sexual abuse of USA gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar. It took nearly 2 minutes for all the recipients to reach the stage, walking to a standing ovation the entire time. Gymnast Allie Raceman said victims reported the abuse for 2 decades before they were finally heard.
Too often, abusers and enablers perpetuate suffering by making survivors feel that their truth doesn't matter. To all the survivors out there, don't let anyone rewrite your story. Your truth does matter, and you are not alone.
Larry Nassar was sentenced to 40 to 175 years in prison for those crimes. Let's send it back to Scott for more on a diver that went missing in an area just north of the Suncoast yesterday. Scott.
All right, Jacqueline, that diver went missing during an underwater cave exploration, and today he was found dead. The body of 20-year-old Saeed Marjane was found by a dive team this morning after he never resurfaced while diving the Eagle's Nest Cave near Weeki Wachee. The Hernando County Sheriff's Office says Marjane was free diving, meaning he had no air tanks, and wanted to see how long he could stay underwater. He went down with another diver for safety, and after going about 80 feet down, the friend returned to the surface, but Marjane never did. A former aerial dancer at Walt Disney World is suing the resort, claiming gender discrimination. Krista Crowder says she was fired after she got pregnant with twins and then went on an 11-month leave. In the lawsuit, Crowder says she took maternity leave and was not medically cleared to return to work until the next year. She says she had to audition for her role when she returned, but was later fired. In a statement, Disney says it has a long-standing policy against workplace discrimination and will respond to the allegations in court. There's more to come on ABC 7's News at 4, including a bread recall alert you need to know about, what great value treats are possibly tainted with salmonella. Plus, the surprising visitor a Kansas homeowner spotted on their doorbell camera. And the struggle to find a restroom at St. Armand Circle in Sarasota may soon be over. We'll show you the new design for 2 public restrooms coming up.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotole Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
St. Armand Circle has the shops, it has the restaurants, and now there may be another place for you to go. Public restrooms are the latest proposal for the shopping hub. 2 sets of public restrooms have been proposed. Both would sit in the medians, one at John Ringling Boulevard and Washington Drive, the other at Boulevard of the Presidents and Monroe Drive. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live from St. Armand Circle with what businesses and shoppers are saying there. Jess?
Scott, right now when shoppers have to use the restrooms here on St. Armand Circle, they're going inside of these shops and restaurants hoping to find somewhere to go. More bathrooms would ease the frustrations for everyone. This is what these restrooms would look like. The $466,000 price tag would be paid off for the St. Armand's Business Improvement District, the ones proposing these restrooms. The BID is asking the city to fund the annual operation and maintenance costs. City commissioners have not made a decision either way yet. Right now, shoppers are walking into shops and restaurants to use their bathrooms, most times without even buying anything.
All the time, even before we open. All the time they come, sometimes they just go straight to the restroom. They don't even ask.
Again, this is just a proposal, but there is one set of bathrooms that will be coming for sure. That's in the new parking garage that's being built on St. Armand Circle. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, you'll hear why city commissioners are still considering this proposal. Reporting live on St. Armand Circle, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you. Meanwhile, another major project at St. Armand Circle, the new parking garage, is moving right along. According to Sarasota City officials, crews are expected to finish the foundation work next week. The garage will include more than 500 spaces and public restrooms. It's expected to be complete by December. In other news, an unexpected visitor when a homeowner in Kansas got a notification on her phone of someone at her front door. Well, when she checked to see who was there, she found a snake climbing up the door. Now, it's called a western rat snake, and although it's not poisonous, they can bite if disturbed. The woman asked a friend to help move the snake, and she hopes she doesn't find any more curious critters at her doorbell. Investigators are poring over this video showing the engine of a vintage plane catching fire. The plane went down moments after it caught fire in South Africa, killing 1 person and hurting 16 passengers. The plane, which was being donated to a Dutch museum, took off on a sightseeing flight. The pilot and co-pilot were seriously hurt. At last report, were in induced comas to recover. They are expected to survive. Good Samaritans in Pinecrest, which is just south of Miami, are being hailed as heroes for chasing down a man who stole money from a woman at a bank. Surveillance video shows the woman trying to make a deposit when a man comes up next to her and snatches the money. Others got involved, chased them down, holding them down until police arrived. Brian Klebb was arrested and charged with robbery by sudden snatching. And the iconic Brady Bunch house is up for sale. You remember this one? The home is on North Hollywood, in North Hollywood, and it can be yours for $1.885 million. The 2,500 square foot home has been updated over the years, but still has the interior decor from the early 1970s. The Brady Bunch house is one of the most photographed houses in the country. Salmonella concerns are prompting a bread recall across several states, including Florida. The recalled rolls are under the brand names Market Square and Great Value. Also look out for Captain John Durst old-fashioned bread. If you have any of the items, do not eat them. You can return them to the store where you bought them for a refund. Fortunately, no illnesses have been reported in connection with the recall. The auto industry is trying to get the Trump administration to change lanes on tariffs. Car makers, parts suppliers, and dealers are all now getting together and pushing back on a proposed 25% tariff on imported cars and parts. In an open letter to the president, they call the tariffs a, quote, massive tax on consumers. Disney scores a big Hollywood win. Comcast is announcing it will drop its fight with Disney over acquiring 21st Century Fox assets. Comcast had bid $65 billion for Fox's movie studio, regional sports networks, and cable channels like FX and National Geographic. Disney's most recent bid was $71 billion. But the battle with Disney is not over yet. Comcast says it will still pursue its bid for British broadcaster Sky, which Disney is also trying to buy through Fox. Facebook is going after misinformation that could lead to violence. It's rolling out a new policy that will remove those kinds of posts. Facebook plans to team with local groups to identify suspect posts, but has not picked those groups out yet. It'll start first in Sri Lanka and Myanmar, where fake posts have led to physical attacks. Time to get another check on our forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Thanks, Scott. At times, we are seeing some sunshine. This is Casey Key webcam showing partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies at 10:15, and you'll notice occasionally some clouds building up there and a few isolated showers pushing onshore. This is the pattern we've seen over the past couple of days now, and it looks like it'll stick around again on Friday with the potential for some brief periods of heavy rainfall and sometimes dropping the visibility down considerably as these showers and storms pass. Notice this particular cell is starting to produce some lightning. It's getting some energy from the heat of the land right there, and we've had a few brief showers around here lately. They've been pushing off to the east rather quickly. One in particular near Bayshore Gardens heading off to the northeast right now. Getting a pretty good downpour. It had been over Longboat Key just about 10 minutes ago. It's at about 30,000 feet, so there's a chance this one could start to generate some lightning. They have to go above that in order to really start to get that lightning to move on down. Now we are looking at this moving off to the east-northeast at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. And looks like these storms as well are going to push on through Myakka Head just to the north near Duet. Getting a lightning strike there as well. But all in all, the rainfall has been a little bit more widespread today. We're seeing that on the rainfall estimates with the heaviest rain by far near Lakewood Ranch and also Fruitville and near I-75. The dry air is down to our south. We have an area of low pressure developing over parts of Georgia and North Florida. This low is going to continue to bring heavy rain across much of North Florida through this evening. And tomorrow, eventually it tracks off to the northeast, and it will take a little bit of that moisture with it on Saturday. So Saturday looks like the best day of the two on Sunday. You'll see that in the forecast. We're looking at scattered showers overnight beginning after 3 a.m. Some of that rain could be a pretty good downpour or two. And then as we move through time on Friday, the majority of the heavy rain to the north, we will still see some here in the afternoon, right on the edge of that system. And then by Saturday, that front kind of sags southward. And then on Sunday, a little piece of energy goes over the top of it and really increases our chances for rain on Sunday. It bumps up considerably on that day. Currently, we have some clouds around. It's 82 degrees. We had a brief shower near the airport, and that's cooled things down just a little bit. Winds are out of the south-southeast. That's the rain-induced wind, and the pressure 29.99 inches. That's crucial. It is lowering, indicating that we are starting to see a surface low develop just to the north of us. Temperatures 106 in Dallas right now. The heat is on there, and it has been. Kansas City back to the heat as well. 95, 96 in Denver, and 84 in Cleveland. Boston, a nice comfortable 75 degrees. Highs tomorrow, 107 in Dallas. A little warmer there. 91 in Kansas City and Cleveland at 82 degrees. Nationally, big storms firing up in Kansas now. There's severe thunderstorm watch there. Also some rough weather developing into Minnesota, stretching off to Wisconsin. A severe thunderstorm watch in effect across much of northeast Kansas into Missouri. This is a newly formed tornado watch box placed in Iowa. And the high fire danger continues out west in the Pacific Northwest, Washington and Oregon, also into Montana. So for boaters tomorrow, southwest winds. It'll be a bit breezier because of that low developing. Seas running 2 to 3 feet, and we'll get a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast. Here it is. Same kind of story tomorrow that we saw today. Showers rolling in at any time, scattered about. And then the rain chances at 30% on Saturday, a little higher into Manatee County at 40%, 60% chance. So it bounces way back up there on Sunday. And we stay pretty active, I think, throughout next week. I think we'll get into that pattern, too. That afternoon and evening storm is moving back toward the coast from inland areas beginning on Tuesday of next week. And you want to have our weather app handy. I just put out a little engaged video letting people know about these passing showers that are moving on through. So go to your app store, download it. Just do a search for First Alert Weather ABC7 WWSB. It is free. And when you do that search, you'll also see the news app pop up, and you want to download that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the big weather stories nationally, Bob, continues to be the fires out west.
Right.
Oregon and California dealing with this hot, dry, windy weather is helping spread these wildfires. Two of the largest have now both turned deadly. In Oregon, an area that is normally green with shrubs and grass is now scarred by wildfire. That fire started Tuesday, and by last night it had burned more than 50,000 acres.
It's hard to believe. Meanwhile, the Ferguson fire burning near California's Yosemite National Park continues to threaten homes. Animal shelters are now working overtime to keep their doors open for those who need to place and keep their pets, keep their pets as they evacuate their homes. We are also going to see tomorrow, I think, on this same segment, Scott, a lot of action in Iowa and parts of the mid-Mississippi Valley due to tornadoes. We saw that tornado warning, our watch just pop up.
Okay, we'll watch for that. Thank you, Bob. Sunscreen options are endless, including the range of SPF numbers, but there's another number, an important one that you should be looking for. We'll have some tips from the FDA that they're sharing about expiration dates.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. Coming up Friday morning at 9 on Suncoast View, Homework Hub will get us ready for a new school year. Then the Bradenton Marauders will be in a galaxy far, far away. We'll chat with one of the pitchers about Star Wars night. Plus this weekend's McCurdy's Comedy Headliner. We'll see you coming up Friday at 9.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398, or visit SoClean.com today.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Single-member districts are used all over the country, and they're used in the largest counties in Florida, and we're one of them. We're one of the larger counties right now.
If you live in Venice, do you give a hoot about Newtown? Should county commissioners continue to run county-wide or in their own home district? I'm Alan Cohn, the pros, the cons, the trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Find out first at 4 on the Suncoast with ABC 7 News at 4. ABC 7 News at 4 starts with a detailed look at your First Alert weather forecast to help you plan and prepare. We give you a fresh, fast-paced rundown of the day's top stories and videos, including breaking news, live updates, and traffic hotspots, all at a new, more convenient time. Find out first at 4, weekdays on ABC 7.
You may not realize it, but some of those sunscreen bottles you're taking to the beach could be expired. The FDA says sunscreen usually expires 3 years after it's made, sometimes even less because it can physically change and chemicals can break down, potentially making it less effective. A dermatologist says leaving it out in the summer will also affect how effective it is.
So now your advice is going to change. Absolutely. It is not enough to know when you bought it. You need to read the fine print and find out when that expiration date is.
Stores like Walgreens, Target, and Walmart all say they have policies in place to remove expired products, especially when customers find any issues. Still, it's a good reminder to check your sunscreen before you hit the beach. Again, we're just getting started here on ABC 7. Jacqueline is in the newsroom now with a quick look at some of the stories we're working on. Jacqueline?
Scott, a school program to help bullied students is moving forward. Coming up tonight at 5, how the HOPE program will give bullied students a fresh start at a new school. And at 6 o'clock, what started out as a call to report a theft ended with a donation from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office to a local veterans group. Plus at 7, voters could change how the Sarasota County Commissioners are elected. Let's send it back to Scott for a final look at our forecast. Bob?
Thanks, Jacqueline. We are looking at the beach walk tonight. Should be okay. You're going to dodge some showers here and there, but generally partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. Last night, the skies parted just in time for a spectacular sunset. Hopefully tonight it will be the same. Sunset right around 8:26 for most, and we are looking at a developing low pressure area right here over South Georgia, and this low will track along the Mid-Atlantic coast states. It is going to bring us a pretty good chance for a few showers and a few scattered storms here on Friday. That rain chance staying elevated up 50%, drops a little bit on Saturday, and we'll see that wind stay on a westerly course. That means warm and muggy overnight readings right in through the weekend. Well, much more on our weather forecast. We'll talk about the big storms firing up across the Plain States coming up at 5. Scott?
Thanks for joining us on ABC 7 News at 4. We hope to see you back here in about 30 minutes.